Hi, I am Hayley Evans, and next to me we have
Hi, I'm VJ Evans.
we are a husband and wife real estate team in Dayton, Ohio. We have three wonderful children. We were not realtors by trade to begin with. My background by trade is actually nursing. I am still a nurse 1 day a week at the Cincinnati VA Medical Center in the surgical ICU, and
And my background is computer science and information systems and web development.
we got into real estate. BJ was in 2017 and I was in 2018. What made us want to try it? I'll let BJ take over for this because he was the first one to start real estate in our family.
Yeah, my company I worked at when I was in the digital marketing industry, had a lot of great experiences there, met a lot of great people. I really enjoy being client facing, although I was behind the computer most of the time. And Haley's dad was a realtor, and just from the outside looking in, thought it was pretty interesting. Also, growing up, my dad had some real estate experience flipping houses and holding rentals and whatnot. So I was around it a little bit and I figured why not give it a shot. This was before we even bought our own house, right?
No, we did buy our house. We did live in Maryland Avenue.
Oh,
We
we
bought
had,
that in 2016.
okay. So we had our first house. We learned a lot during that process. Why did you get licensed?
We were young. We just knew there was something more for us. We prayed a lot about it. We figured now was the time to do it. We were going to get married in 2017, which is when we had really taken the leap of faith to go towards real estate. I got into real estate because I just wanted something more. I had felt like I had plateaued in my career. I didn't want to go back to school, which was the only option for me to be able to advance in my career. So we just took a risk and a leap of faith. And the main thing that finally triggered me to get my license was BJ had sold a pretty large property a few months in, and I saw his commission check, and I was like, hey, I want to be a part of this too, not get left behind. So
Yeah,
here
and
we
her dad was a realtor. It's in her blood.
Yes, my dad did real estate for 52 years. Unfortunately, I went to high school in 2008 when the economy crashed, so they told me to get a job that wasn't stressful. So the markets that we serve are currently Dayton and Cincinnati. We do have referrals based in pretty much anywhere in America, but Dayton and Cincinnati are niches. We lived in Cincinnati for about a decade and know the area very well, so we are more than willing to go down there and work as we do understand the market. And then Dayton, we were both actually born and raised in Dayton. So Dayton has been home to us, always will be home to us, and we love it here. And we're just so proud to be residents of such a great city. I am a 2008 graduate of the Archbishop Alter High School.
And I'm a 2008 graduate of Chaminade Julienne High School.
So, rivals in high school. Now we're spouses who sell houses. We talked about why we wanted to get in real estate in the first place. I think we both just wanted something more. We knew there was a lot more for our lives. One thing that kind of got me was we had went on a family vacation and pre-kids, we were like struggling to pay for it. But it was also like our reality. And I just knew there was more made for us. And I would rather take a chance on ourselves than building up someone else's bank.
I saw it as a challenge to get into real estate, learning something completely new because I'm really into computers and technology and things of that nature. And going into real estate was foreign to me. Everything is brand new. I saw that as a challenge and I just jumped right into the fire and I wanted to learn. And I enjoy looking at real estate every single day, talking to people, still learning every day. We focus on residential real estate primarily, although we've advised clients in commercial transactions, multifamily transactions. We've owned multifamily, we've owned commercial, we've owned residential. So we've touched every facet of real estate so far, and we're still trying to gain more knowledge and understanding in all these areas. But that's what we focus on.
Yeah. And we would never advise anyone on stuff we personally haven't done ourselves, which is why we feel comfortable doing that. And you have had a really unique opportunity, which we'll touch on in the future, to get a lot more involved in commercial. And that's been pretty awesome to see these past year.
Yeah, definitely. We've sold a lot of residential real estate. I think it's upwards of 50 million that we've done. And then once you combine when we were working with her dad, it's probably upwards of over 100 million of real estate. And we feel like we have a great in-depth knowledge base of real estate as a whole, especially in the Dayton area, Cincinnati as well. But our main focus right now is Dayton and serving our clients.
So, what unique perspective do you bring as a realtor, investor, and as parents together, whether it's individually, all together, that can help serve other clients?
Being a realtor and an investor allows me to give my clients advice from the inside out instead of just trying to make a sale. I can actually give them my own experiences dealing with property and also just juggling multiple things. We have 3 kids, we have other things going on in our life. Being able to juggle multiple things and get it done and accomplished is a big task, but we do it well.
I think you are trying to buy your first home, sell your first home, buy your first investment property, sell investment properties, do 1031 exchanges. And all of that, we do have experience. And on top of being parents, which is obviously our most prized possession and favorite role, we can help people because we have done this while we were pregnant, while we had newborns. I remember one of our biggest closings on a flip we did, and I was due 2 days after with Harper. And we brought Charlotte to the closing table, and she wasn't even 2 yet. Anything is possible, especially when you're willing to work for it. And we just want to show people what we have been able to achieve. Our life looks completely different than it did 9 years ago, but it's through a lot of grit, hard work, faith, trust, and perseverance. And the hard times, the good times, just through it all. What would you say as a realtor, what is your result that you are most proud of? I want you to do a seller win first.
A win that I'm most proud of, although it was one of the hardest transactions I've ever had to do, was when I sold a small farm out in Spring Valley. I won't give any specifics on that one, but that was from the beginning of the prep work, trying to get the house ready, through the move, through working through post inspection negotiations, even to the closing table. It was all an adventure. At the end of the day, we got the house sold. We had a contract fall out due to power lines,
They said the power lines were too close to the house and they were emitting too many, whatever
radiation, or what
power
else.
lines
So
can emit.
that fell out because of that. The seller didn't really see value in cleaning up around the property to make it look good to sell, overcoming those challenges. Even with the buyer that actually bought the house, getting a new roof on there, dealing with insurance, an insurance claim, having multiple parties involved at that time between the contractor, buyer's agent, seller, and myself. There was a lot of moving parts, but we got it closed, and that's all that mattered.
I'm going to go more so focused on an investor win. We had purchased at an auction a commercial building that had 2 spaces, but one of the spaces, the USPS, United States Postal Service, was the tenant. We did a lot of due diligence.
A lot of due diligence.
Besides our multifamily, we had never purchased a commercial building of this nature and size and magnitude. And it was going on the Montgomery County Sheriff's auction. So we had all of our background information. I will say, like a lot of girls, I'm a really good private investigator. I pretty much knew the whole entire story of this building, why it went to foreclosure. And then we'll have a whole entire, probably multiple episodes on this because it was really cool. But VJ, he's just not afraid to pick up his phone and handle shit and get shit done. That's really what I admire about him. He just handles it. Before the auction had even happened, he had spoken to the person in charge of
the leasing
the
for
leasing
really the whole East Coast. So
of the United States Postal
and this
Service.
was over, I think it was either, was this over Thanksgiving or over
Christmas, because the auction was January 4th.
Yeah, it was over Christmas. So no one was working. And I got a hold of the lady in charge of the entire leasing for the USPS on the East Coast and just had a great conversation with her, got all the information I needed, which I don't really know if she was allowed to give it to me at that time. But nonetheless, we got it. It helped us run our numbers. It's funny because when we were marketing it to sell the property, several people asked me, how did you get that information? We just couldn't find it. We couldn't get nobody to give it to us. We just don't know how you have it. I had all the leases, any work that needed to be done. I had all the information just I needed to give whatever buyer was going to buy it from us the confidence to buy it. And I believe they were on an 80-year lease, maybe a 50, but it was a long
50
lease.
years.
It had 5 renewals in it, and I think we were in the second or third renewal period. There was still a lot of meat on the bone there for anybody. But even if we didn't sell it to someone else, we were confident that we could keep it in cash flow. But our goal was to sell it, which we ultimately did about 2 weeks later. So, yeah, that was a big win for us. Just to say we had a commercial building that we purchased from auction. I don't even know how we were going to pay for it, but we figured it out. And I don't even think we came out of pocket.
We didn't use a penny of our own
Yeah, we
money,
didn't even come out of pocket
which is
for
very
that
unlike
one.
us. Every deal we've ever done in the past, we've never used a penny of someone else's money. We always have used ours or taken lines of credits out, which again, we will go into all of this, but we've always used our own money because we said, which better way to prove yourself than to use your own money, which we didn't grow as quickly as we could have. So we were actually going to finance it. Remember, we had talked about financing it, had a great relationship with a commercial lender, and he said, no, I need to introduce you to this hard money lender because these numbers don't make sense for you to finance if you end goal is to sell it for 2 weeks later.
He just didn't want to take advantage of us and make money off of us. So he really helped us out, and relationships are key. That works on the investing side and the home purchasing side. But having relationships with the bank, that's where you have to go to get the money unless you're paying cash. We have relationships with multiple different banks, credit unions around the area to help our clients purchase property, whether that's after hours, on the weekend, holidays. We guarantee that we can get you connected with someone to get pre-approved.
But one of the reasons I feel like the post office was the biggest win for us is because it introduced us to hard money, which again, we didn't use a penny of our money into the deal. And 2 weeks later, we sold it a 6-figure profit. And we did work hard. We did a lot of due diligence, but overall, we literally used someone else's money to make a 6-figure profit in 2 weeks and pay them back in full. So we had a very happy hard money lender, and we were obviously very happy with the results. Since then, we have learned that hard money can help you grow faster. And to caveat off what I said, no one's going to work harder if it's your money. If you're anything like VJ and I, you're going to work 50 times harder when it's someone else's money, and you're going to be even more nervous than using your own money when it's someone else's money. So yeah, that was a great win. With every transaction, even when it's the residential side, helping people buy and sell, there's always something to learn for everyone. And that's what I love about real estate. We just want to share a lot of the items that we have learned with you all out there because we know that it can benefit people in any way, then it's worth it.
When it comes to advising our clients, going the extra mile, going the extra distance really pays off for everyone involved. There are so many people who encounter a road bump and just stop, or they rely on somebody else to figure it out. One thing that we do really well is just figuring it out, hitting the phones, doing our research, getting things done at the end of the day. If you ask any of our clients that we work with, they would tell you we got things done and they were pretty much hands off. We like to hang our hat on that if you work with us, you don't really have to go looking anywhere else.
Some of our values that we have, BJ and I believe in just being faithful, honest, good people, and that will always take you places. As in anything in business, you'll get screwed over, you'll get taken advantage of. But we have truly seen the power of just having faith, being honest, and giving good service, that it will always come back full circle.
I think it's very important to just be ethical and be honest. There's so many people in this industry who just want the paycheck and they're not ethical at all. When you get your license, you go through a whole ethics class. There's so many people who forget about those things and also forget that we're in a small town. So if you don't do things the right way, it will spread and people will know about it. Our faith plays a big part in it, or we wouldn't be here today, and just providing top-notch service.
So this channel, who's it for? Why did we decide to do it?
This channel is for anybody that is buying a home, selling a home, want to become a realtor. They are a realtor. You're an investor, an entrepreneur, someone just looking to reduce their taxes. We'll talk about that at some point. We're not CPAs or going to give tax advice, but we're just going to give our experience of what's worked for us and just through all the books we've read and people that we've talked to in the industry. Really, this channel is for anybody that has any interest in real estate and also just want to see us win and grow.
If you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to message us, comment below on the videos. We love to answer questions. We just love helping people. I think helping people, it helps us become better teachers, learners. You have to be the expert in the industry.
You gotta be the expert. And you only become the expert by just putting one foot in front of the other and learning, reading, and doing it. You can read all day about anything you want, but until you actually do it, that's when you really learn. This is a new format for us on video. We've done so many different marketing campaigns and avenues, newspaper, magazines, letters, snail mail. So going on video and doing this is brand new for us. We're excited.
We're super excited. So if you have any questions about real estate, want to know anything about transactions, just reach out to us. We're here to help, and we want to make this channel beneficial for everyone. So let's buy some properties. We'll see you next week.